Welcome to another Conan Exiles guide. This time we're taking a look at the awesome map room and its teleporting functionality. I know, it's not technically a teleporter, it's a magical gateway allowing access to the obelisks around the Conan Exiles world. So magic, not science. Still, it's really cool as far as later game content goes, as it does help you move around a lot easier if you take the time to craft and build map rooms in strategic locations. But maybe they should be adding some cost to it every time you use it to balance it out. Anyhow, so what does it actually do? Well, you have to find the obelisks around the world and attune them to your bracelet, or rather attune your bracelet to it. It opens up the option for you to teleport through the map room as you see here, as I sort of point towards these different, I don't know what they're going to call these ones. It shows the location of the obelisk there. So if you haven't attuned the bracelet to a particular location, like this one, it'll say so and it won't show you anything to teleport. Keep in mind, it's a one-way street, so be prepared to run back or suicide and respawn in your bed, I suppose, if you don't mind losing your items. But if you want to be able to teleport back, well, you want to make sure you build your base sort of close to obelisk, so you can have another map room on that side of the world and sort of shift through your bases that way. Either way, having some bases and map rooms around the world will help save you a lot of time running around the world, and that can be very helpful, because you could have a base somewhere with a wheel of pain, convert some thralls, pick them up, go through the teleporter, or well, it actually says teleport here, it should say something more magical, I think. But anyway, you teleport through and then run to your base and don't have to drag the thralls all the way through the world. So if I select maybe not this one. Let's take this one. I look at this. I see the location. I hit E and I am teleporting, and the game world will load. Let's see where you end up. And you end up somewhere that you are gaining corruption. That's another reason where you probably want to make sure you have a entertainer in your base to remove this corruption, because otherwise it's just going to be building up. But let's get into where to find it, how to craft it, and how to build it. So how do you actually learn the map room? Well, it's actually both simpler than it should be and a bit harder than it maybe could be at times. Now, it is in the Unnamed city, and probably the easiest way to get here is to come from the north, to run in here. And now there are two ways down. One is actually literally to go down through this well and hope you don't die when you fall down, or you continue running up here to the wall and climb over, because we have to go down there. We're actually going to attune to the obelisk, but there's an entrance that goes all the way through underneath the sand to the map room. So we're going to be doing that one. There are some skeletons and some baddies, so be prepared to run past them and don't stop to talk. As you run here, keep an eye on your corruption, because it is going to drop your total health and stamina down. Normally it's alright, but it is definitely something you want to keep in mind, because there are enemies that will be coming from behind, but just keep on running. And as you get down here, you see the map room. Cool, isn't it? Well, one map room. And you want to get up here to the archivist. You talk to him and you learn what's actually the religion of cartographer. You also get some background information. Now, you can't actually use this map room. Unfortunately, it would be nice if you could just transport out. So instead, you're going to have to make sure you run all the way out again and survive, unless you don't mind losing your equipment. But we're going to go back to the base and get back to building it. And now that we know how to make the map room, let's look at crafting it and the resources required. So let's have a look here. Let's see, map room. Recipe map room. Now requires a fair bit of corrupted stone, and we'll get to that one. Iron reinforcement obviously should be easy. Alchemical base a little bit tougher, and crystal easy. So for the iron reinforcement, obviously you get your iron bars, you go to your blacksmith table, and you get them crafted, right? So that's straightforward. Now to get the corrupted stone, you do that in the on the fireball station, and it requires stone, ichor, and demon blood. So you need a fair bit of that one. So let's get that crafted. Let's get that started. You also need the alchemical base, and that one is a little bit tougher, because not because of the ichor, but because of the gold. So let's get that started as well. Craft 75 of them, so it's a fair bit. Now, gold can be a bit tough to get at times. Silver is a lot easier because you find silver coins, and there's actual silver mining as well. So check out my other video on how to farm gold and obsidian. That will give you a better idea of how to get the gold, which is actually fairly simple if you know where to get it. So while that is cooking, we will get ready for actually placing it down. Now, the map room is a 9x9 area, so it's actually quite large. So I've made here a 10x10 because I want to be able to protect it as well, put walls and a ceiling and all of that. So let me finish up this one. If you're on a PvE server, it doesn't really matter too much. If you're on a PvP, having someone walk in and destroy your map room would be fairly annoying. One thing to consider though is that making a 10x10 does allow you to put walls and protect it, because it is a 9x9. So I'm going to wait for all the resources to cook up, and then we'll craft and place it down. And we finally have the resources, so let's get to crafting. And it's crafted in your inventory. Map room, we have all the stuff, and let's craft it. It takes a fair while though. It is a slow crafting item. Okay, we now have the map room crafted, and it's time to place it down. As you see, it's a huge item actually, but it looks really cool. Now you can rotate it as well. I like to sort of make it in a way that sort of mimics where I am, so that the north sort of points towards these areas as well. But of course, it's really up to you how you want to do that. Let's place it down somewhere here in the middle. The good thing is that if you place it wrongly, you can just return to inventory and try again, so you don't have to actually destroy it. And here you have it. Look at how awesome it looks. And the easiest way to get to the volcano, you just jump into it. Easy, isn't it? Now, so you see all these different places, all these different obelisks, and you see, I look at this one and it shows this is the obelisk. Look at this one. It shows and gives some sound as well, apparently. So that's pretty cool. You can actually see where you would be going. Well, and this is a good way to fast travel. Hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial, and I'll catch you again next time. Don't forget to subscribe, drop me a like, and maybe a comment in the discussion section below, and tell me how you use your map room and where you would like to place your bases. I'll catch you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link below.